When they say nothing gonna be, nothing gonna you. If you are just taking up like this and literally exact force, nothing will come out of it. Have you found yourself in that kind of place? And then, of course, the first thought that will come to your mind is to go back. Today, I will be teaching you on the temptation of begging. Have you ever come to a point, maybe you're a student or even working, where you are so broke, and there's absolutely nothing, when they say nothing gonna be, nothing gonna you. If you are just taking up like this and literally exact force, nothing will come out of it. Have you found yourself in that kind of place? And then, of course, the first thought that will come to your mind is to go back. That's not the first thing to do. It's a very serious temptation. Don't indulge it. The Bible says it is more blessed to give than to receive. Now, anytime you come to a point where you are so broke and it looks like there's nothing, you are at a very critical moment of a life-changing decision. And whatever step you take will define your experience in that season. Now, like I said, the first thing that will come to your mind is to beg so that you come out of that. Remember, begging, there are two ways. And maybe the first thing is that the person you're going to beg may decide to tell you their own 1001 problems. They will now reveal to you that your situation is actually far better. And in the end, you will end up regretting, why did I even beg in the first place? You realize that you didn't even get to beg in the first place. So that is how it always turns out. So what to do? The wisest thing to do to break out of that circle, to never experience it, is that moment where everything is tight, the ends are not meeting, and it looks like there's no hope anywhere. Pick anything you have and give out. That is not the time to go and beg. That is the time to take the other action, because it is more blessed to give than to receive. If at the point where you're totally broke, you're waiting for who will give you, it means you are establishing yourself in that place where you will remain broke and be looking for someone who has to give you. So the only way to break out of that place is to carry something and sacrifice it. It may not be monetary at this moment. What you don't have at that point maybe is money, but you have clothes. You have a shirt that you like. You have maybe one of the phones you're not using. You have a gadget that you know that someone may need. Carry it. Go and sow it as a seed. You know what you're doing? You're telling yourself that I don't ever want to be in this kind of place forever. Never again. That's what you're doing. And if you take that step, it's very difficult. And that's why I'm teaching you this, because it is something I've experienced over time. And I've, as I talk with young people, I realize that this is how it works with them. Even as a pastor, we know how this will work. When the church finance is getting, to a point where it's becoming a concern, we sow a seed. Your personal finance are getting to a point where it's becoming a concern. You sow a seed. Sometimes in church, you're preaching, you're concerned about, you have financial, or you're looking up for someone that you can sow a seed. Because the truth is that no matter the level you are, there's someone that is in a level that is far below where you are. And what you think is not enough for you may be someone else's prayer point. You have 100,000, you need 1 million. Somebody's prayer point is 50,000. You have 1 million, you need 10 million. Somebody's prayer point is 500,000. So you always have something to give. Instead of looking for who to give to you, think about giving out. If you don't have money, remove your wristwatch. If you don't have wristwatch, remove your earring. You don't have earring, even cut a button of your shirt. Make sure that you take the action that is in the direction of your need, your desire, your expectation, not the opposite. Because anytime you take the opposite, you're putting yourself back in that circle. So whenever you come to that point where it looks like you're about to break forth, everything will go dry. The decision is up to you. This is a wisdom that you cannot be taught anywhere. And I'm teaching you this now. In your business, when you come to that close point when it looks like everything you know you're out of ideas, no help is coming from anywhere. The only thing, wisest thing to do to go forward is to sow a seed. That's not the time to beg. And that's why it's a temptation. A lot of people beg for empathy, literally. They beg for opportunity, they beg for money, they beg for attention, they beg for love, they beg for platform, they beg literally for everything. You were never created to be a beggar. You were never created to be a beggar. These your hands. God teaches our hands to profit. There is a lot that you can do with your hands. So anytime you come to that point, and it will come, of course, for as long as you're making progress in life, you will definitely come to that point where you need help, where you need support. But the best thing to do at that moment where you are helpless is not to beg. If you beg at that moment, you're confirming your reversal to that level again. It means you just failed that course. What you are doing is carryover or spillover. The only way you can graduate from that level to the next level is to give. And the truth is, you always have something to give. But because you're thinking in terms of beggarly, you will never see that you have something to give. You always have something. Everybody always has something to give. You go to church, you are going with a mind to beg. You go to work, you're going with a mindset to beg. The people you're begging for always have. For you that is begging, you realize that you always don't have. Because you have established yourself in that place. It's a class. You have not graduated. Never forget that it is more blessed to give than to receive. And the giver is always at the top of the receiver. Remember, two hands are giving. The hand that is giving is on top of the hand that is receiving. That is how life is. So if you make yourself a beggar, it means you have defined your place at the bottom. You make yourself a giver, you have defined yourself at the top. Even our Muslim brothers, who encourage begging, you realize that the rich, when they wake up in the morning, they already arrange money that they will give out to beggars. And they are literally looking for the beggars on the street. Why? Because they want to sustain their place in wealth. And these ones, they don't know that these people are intentionally sustaining their place in wealth. They are thinking that the man is nice. Who is always giving me money? He has just defined you, or rather, he has defined his own place. It's not the man's fault. He has a choice to define where he wants to stand. And you have a choice today to define where you want to stand. Avoid the danger of the temptation of begging. Never do it. Don't beg for time. Don't beg for affection. Don't beg for love. Don't beg for platform. Don't beg for opportunity. Give, rather. I give you this last story. Moses Bliss was in Abuja, in his early days in music. Everybody knew, the people around him knew that he was a good singer, but he didn't have a platform yet, and he has not hammered yet, in quote. But you know what he was doing? Anytime he knows that Joe Praise is coming to town, because they were in the Christ Embassy, so he knows he will volunteer to back up for Joe Praise. When Snatch is coming, he will volunteer. And guess what? After they finish singing, when the man of God has received on the radio, he's sharing envelopes for everybody. Guess what? Moses Bliss will carry an envelope to go and sow a seed in the life of somebody that he's already volunteered to serve. Others are waiting on the queue to collect. They say he's already blessed. Let him come and share. God so for us. But this guy understood the principle. He was coming to volunteer. He already has access. Then he's coming with a seed. When the man is giving, he said, "No, sir, I'm the one to sow a seed into your life." And today, look at where he is. Far above those people who were already ahead of him, because he defined his place by himself.